y'all, it's your girl NeNe Leakes, and we are back. Today we are catching up and talking about what's been going on in my life and in this crazy world that we're living in. And of course, we're gonna have some fun. So sit back, relax, get you a cocktail, and let's get into it, honey. Okay, you guys, so I know you have been wondering, where's the NeNe Leakes show? Well, we're back. We're right here. We haven't gone anywhere. I've been reading all y'all comments. Some of y'all are real shady. Y'all better stop playing with me now because you know I get back at you like, yeah. So we're here at the NeNe Leakes show, and I promise to stay very close to your heart. We are back, and it's all things tea. And today we have the one and the only Michelle Brown from Straight from the A.
Yay!
Michelle, it's time to get into the tea, girl.
Let's get into it.
First of all, I got to tell you though. So the comments were talking.
Did they drag me?
Actually, they did not drag you. They were like, "Oh my gosh, we love Michelle. We think Michelle should always bring the tea." And I was like, "Don't get too excited, honey. Hold on one second. Now we will bring Michelle back."
First of all,
but the people were loving you, Michelle.
Okay.
They were like, "Michelle really brought the tea." We thought she was a news correspondent.
Not the news correspondent.
The news
anchor.
The news anchor.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yes, it's time for the tea, girl. So tell us what's really happening and what's going on the internet.
NeNe, I'm not talking unless you're giving me land or $10,000.
Why? I'm not giving you $10,000, but I give you 10,000 years of friendship, girl.
Okay.
And that's gonna be better than anything when it come down to money.
But I say all that to say, Onija is out, girl. She back in the United States. Onija, I'm not talking respect to the lie.
I saw that lady on Instagram with a fur coat on, and I said, then somebody done got her
the check has cleared.
The check has cleared the bank. She on the orange fur. I don't even have that color of fur.
Orange.
Yes.
Well, she is flouncing around New York.
Wow.
She is happy. She says she is still engaged to her fiance.
So he was like 19, wasn't he?
He is 19. He's doing interviews now.
Now, how old is she?
I don't know. What is she, like 35, 40? I don't know.
And she's engaged to a 19-year-old. Okay, so they met on the internet.
They met on the internet. His parents claim that she catfished him with a Nicki Minaj picture.
Ooh.
But I don't think that's true.
You don't think that's
true? No,
true?
I just think she had a little filter on. You know how we use filters? I think she had a little filter on. Okay, so Onija's fiance is actually doing interviews now.
Okay.
Which is interesting. He's over there in Pakistan, and now he's seeing she's gone viral, and now he's saying, you know, that he wants to be with her and all this stuff. But he never said that he loves her, but everybody's saying he just wants a green card.
I gotta figure this out. Okay, so this lady became a social media sensation from just being out of the country and saying she was engaged to some 19-year-old, and then from that she started saying that she wanted money. That's what I thought I saw.
She wanted money. Well, originally, she camped out in front of the man's house because the parents would not let her see him. And so that's the way it started going viral, because then the Pakistani government got involved. They was trying to protect her. She there by herself. She rolling all around. Like, it was just a mess. You saw it.
Wow, I did.
But yeah.
I saw some of it.
It was the press conferences from
I don't see everything, but she did have press conferences. How do you get a press conference out of the country?
I don't understand it either.
Wow.
That's the phenomenon.
Well,
but,
honey,
you know,
I
she's
love
back.
that for her.
She's got her check, and, you know, it is what it is.
She got a check?
I don't know. It seems like it. I mean, she's dressing a lot better. She's carrying Christian Dior. She's wearing all these furs.
I think people were giving her stuff.
That's a possibility. You know,
I love this for her. That could never work for me, though. That could never work for me to like show up somewhere and start acting like I'm loving somebody.
So you wouldn't go over to Dubai or Pakistan and start?
Now, honey, I will go over to Dubai. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well,
I've been to Dubai a few times. It's fabulous.
Well, you know we're supposed to be going soon.
Well, I can't wait for us to go.
Yeah. Okay.
What else is happening?
Well, there's so much. I don't even know what to dive into. One of your castmates.
My castmate?
Yeah, one of your former castmates. I'm sorry. Your former castmates. Because she's an ex-castmate also.
Oh.
But she's a producer now, one of the producers on Othello. And on Broadway. Othello with Denzel.
Okay. I didn't know that was the name of it. Okay.
So Candy Burris is one of several producers on Othello on Broadway. And apparently they've been selling out, and it's a big hit with Denzel and everything. And so, you know, she's taking all the credit and she's going off the magazines?
Well, first I got to tell you, I love Broadway.
Okay.
I was on Broadway twice. I remember when Candy wanted to do Chicago, and we were out of town. I can't remember where we were, but she told me that she had the audition. And at that time, I told her about this app that I use when I'm trying to learn lines, and I gave the app to her. Well, told her she should probably use the app, and she started using it. And she ultimately went on Chicago after I had gone on there. And yeah, I like Broadway.
So, I mean, how do you feel about, I've just seen several interviews of Candy, like literally saying, it's my show, I'm about to get an EGOT, because they're going to win.
Well, I didn't know the name of the show, but I did see a lot of press going down social media talking about the Broadway show with Denzel and all of them. And I know that she is a producer along with another couple. This couple that I personally know from Instagram, we follow each other. And I was surprised to see them because in my mind, I thought that Candy was the only producer for whatever reason. I thought maybe this was something that she produced and wrote and put together the whole thing. And I happened to see this couple saying we're producers of the show as well. But crazy enough, they're not even getting press.
Well, I mean, we can't take it away from her. No. However, it just seems like she's just using her notoriety to push the show, which is kind of good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
there's I've heard there's 10 other producers or something like that.
I heard it was 30. Oh. No, I ain't lying.
Well, I mean, we don't know who those other 29 people are, but at least, Candy's getting the recognition.
Well, she's probably the one that has the most notoriety, so she's being the one that they're using to say that she's the producer on the show. But honestly, I do know this other couple that are really kind of known, but not as known as she is. Yeah. They are known. They are doing their thing.
But I do think it's a big deal, and so I do.
It is. It is a big deal to have a black woman to be doing anything when it comes down to Broadway. I'm telling you, just us being on Broadway was a big deal. Yeah. And that's just
because you were on Broadway, what, twice?
I was on Broadway twice.
Okay. Cinderella and
Chicago.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was one of my best experiences. I've had 3 amazing experiences, and twice being on Broadway, and the other one was being on Dancing with the Stars. Oh, yeah. And when I say amazing experience, I mean that the production, the way they treated us, the creativity, from A to Z, from the moment you arrive on the lot, it is fabulous. And it's just a great experience. And it feels like everybody is there to just be, in their craft. And those 3 experiences, by far, was the best ones I've had. By far. But I've had a few more. Zumanity in Vegas, that was great as well. That was great.
But Dancing with the Stars, you made it 7...
Oh, I made it kind of far. I made it far. I went far. I was tired, child. These legs couldn't do no more. I couldn't cha-cha-cha, not any longer. Well, but I tell you, that is a great cast, and it's put together very well. I loved it. I loved the experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for anybody to, get those opportunities. And like you said, when it's a brown girl getting opportunities, we always have to celebrate.
Well, now, when you go on Dancing with the Stars, is anybody watching? I mean, seriously, because back then it was really at its peak, when everybody was loving it and watching it. Yeah. And that judge, Len Goodman, he's the older judge that's sitting there. He's the more mature guy, and he tells you exactly like it is. I mean, he was fantastic. And
did they ever hurt your feelings?
Never. Okay. I was ready to go every day. So they could have told me anything. I would say, you're right. Thank you and bye.
Yeah, that was a fun experience.
What else is happening in the world of the internet?
BBLs.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Not the BBL.
This a trending topic now. They talk about BBL smell bad.
I saw that go down social media. I was like, no, that can't be true. How can a BBL smell bad? The point is your ass smell. That doesn't have anything to do with the BBL. If you got a stank ass, your ass
Well,
stank.
some doctors have said, because I be watching YouTube videos and stuff, and some of the doctors say that when people get BBLs, maybe they aren't getting their massages and the fluid is building up, and some is rotten back there. That be smell. I don't know, because I ain't never had no BBL. Yes, that's what the doctors be saying.
I'm surprised to hear that, and I'm surprised the doctors
think about it this way too. Some people get their butts too big and they got little bitty arms and they ain't gonna wipe.
Not a big butt and little arms. I can see a
it's a
big butt and
BBL.
little legs, but big butt and
I
little arms.
mean, if your butt is too big, like your body is made by design, right? Your arms, your legs, all of it is lengthy to do certain things, right? So if you add parts and those parts don't go with the length of your arm, maybe you can't do what you're supposed to do. I'm just
I would have to say that I beg to differ. I don't believe that a BBL smell. I believe that if your ass smell, it smell. It don't have anything to do with the BBL. That's what I think, okay? I do think that there are women out here who have BBLs that are oversized, and they need to cut that back some. However, I just don't think that BBL smell.
Yeah.
I don't think this BBL smell.
Where do you think that rumor came from?
People just making rumors. People make rumors every single day.
Okay.
They make rumors every. I read about myself almost every day.
So you don't think there's anything medically like scientific about it?
No, I read rumors about myself every single fucking day. I read on your blog rumors about myself every single day.
I tell factual information about you. I don't lie on you.
Please don't, because I see it on this damn Straight from the A and all.
You have seen it on Straight from the A, and you have cursed me out before. But the thing is,
I never cursed you out, Michelle. Have I cursed you out before? I have.
But you apologize.
I did cuss you out.
Yeah, you cursed me out. You dragged me on Twitter. You've done something. We was a whole Twitter.
Michelle, but you got to understand, you guys are blogging about people, and there's.
But did I lie?
But I don't. To me, you did. So whatever the hell happened, you know, you guys are blogging about people, and you have to understand that at the end of the day, we are human. We have feelings as well, and whether we're right or wrong, it feels some kind of way for you to just start coming out and talking and saying whatever you're saying. I'm a fighter, but I want to tell you this today, 2025. Now, I'm not saying every day, but this day and a lot of days, I try my best to not respond to stuff. I do everything to not respond because I feel like when I respond, I help.
Yeah.
And I don't want to help. So I just try to shut the fuck up. Okay. I try not to say a whole lot.
NeNe.
Every now and then, NeNe will pop out on your ass.
Well.
It's like, hold on now. I'm going to take off these shoes and turn into her.
Well, I can understand.
But I try my best. That is not what I want to do. That's not who I am. That's not what I want to be. But don't try me too many times now, because I will turn the NeNe on you, girl.
All right. Shannon Sharpe was recently on was it Club Shay Shay? One of them. And he basically said that he does not get on an elevator with women. Like if there's a single woman on the elevator, he will wait for the next one. If housekeeping comes to his room while he's there, he'll step out the room while they come in. So, I mean, you know, there's a reason why he does it.
I love that.
You do.
I love that. Listen, I'm not saying that's something that he should do. He should not have to feel like he need to step out when housekeeping comes, or he need to not get on the elevator if it's a single woman, whether she's black or white, on that elevator. He will not get on that elevator because
as a big black man, not just a black man, but a big black man, there are all these rumors and allegations that could happen. You know, she may say, he touched me, he did this, he said something strange to me. So to avoid all of that, you know, in light of the Me Too movement, in light of all those things, he just removes himself from
let me tell you something about Shannon Sharpe. That's a country boy. That boy country, he's straight out of Alabama. He be coming out with some real shit. That mug is like, I will not get on the elevator with a single woman on there by herself because I'm got to protect myself. That boy was sure enough raised by his grandma, wasn't he? Yes, he was.
So how do you feel about that? You got sons.
I do have sons, and they get on all the elevators. Like, with any and everybody, they not even thinking that way, because you have to understand, my sons are young adults. And so they're not even thinking, my baby is 25, so he's not even thinking in his mind, he's just not thinking somebody is going to accuse me of something because I got on an elevator with them. Shannon he's more mature, and he's experienced more, and he's seen more things happen. I understand where he's coming from. And I feel bad that he even have to do that. You can't even get on the elevator because you are afraid that you will be accused or something, and you can't even stay in the room while I don't even stay in the room when the housekeeper's there. Not because I think she's going to accuse me and things, it's because me and you can't share this little ass space together.
But I understand it too. I mean, you have to protect not only yourself and your reputation, but probably the other person. You don't want them uncomfortable. I guess that's how he's thinking. But yeah.
Well, this was good, Michelle.
It was.
I love all things tea. Okay, so here to join me today, she's not just a boss in the luxury real estate game. She's a fabulous mother, a wellness advocate, and she's an OG. Yes, an OG. Please welcome one of the original Housewives of Atlanta, my friend, DeShawn Snow. DeShawn, okay, I know you're not walking in here being skinny. How are you? You look great, DeShawn. Okay, skinny minute girl. Can I get some of this wellness?
Yes.
You got to help me out. Now, what are you doing, DeShawn? The last time I saw you, you was not this skinny.
No, I've lost maybe like 51 pounds over
Really?
14 months.
So are you taking a shot?
No, I'm working out every day. I had some health issues, cholesterol and all of that. And so I went on this clean eating and strict working out 6 days a week.
Are you a vegan?
Nope. So now I can eat regular stuff. But before, just mostly, I was still eating, I cut out dairy.
Okay, could I do
But
that?
like no sugar, processed food or anything like
I'm
that.
lactose intolerant.
Okay.
So there's some dairy products that I can't eat, but there are some that I can eat. Like I could eat macaroni and cheese, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with that kind of stuff. But it's mostly like milk with
Yeah.
things. But the milk didn't hurt me for whatever reason in macaroni and cheese,
Yeah.
but it may hurt me in ice cream.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I have a little bit of an issue right there, but other than that, girl, I'm eating like a pig over here.
You look fabulous.
You do too. How's your kids?
Kids are doing well. EJ just got married.
I
The
saw
oldest.
that. Wow.
So
How
excited.
is that?
I'm happy to have a daughter finally.
I
so.
know, right? That's like me. My son Brent, he has a little girl.
I
She's
saw that.
3
Congratulations.
months. Yeah. Very
Congratulations.
nice. Yeah.
So you have how many grandkids now? 2, 3,
4.
4. Okay.
Yes, my oldest son is married.
Okay. Oh,
And he has 3. Yeah.
nice. Congratulations. It's
Yeah,
been
thank
so long since we
It's
caught
been a
up.
long time since we caught up, DeShawn. We got a lot to talk
We sure
about.
do.
So, DeShawn, before we get started, let's toast with my tropical rich.
Yeah.
I hope you like it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yes, we tried.
Oh, this is good.
It is good and strong, honey.
Very strong.
Time for a girl to be busted
We
and
get
hitting the floor over here in a minute, like leaning to the side. But DeShawn, so it's been a minute since we caught up,
Yes.
and we got so much to talk about. You have, I don't know, have we seen each other since my husband passed?
I have not seen you since then.
Yeah,
I'm so
except for on social media.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It will be 4 years that Greg passed.
Yes.
And a very hard road, you know, that we went down for a while. He was struggling with colon cancer, so that was hard on us. And he ultimately passed. We lost our king
I know,
of
I
our
know.
castle, so it was just a lot for us.
Yeah, and I told you I
And,
was praying for you guys too
yeah.
because I know that's hard.
It's hard. And then
everything.
we sold our home and we moved to the city.
Yes.
So we're in the city now. It was a change. It was an adjustment. And it was definitely an adjustment moving from 10,000 square feet to moving into a penthouse.
Right.
Like, the difference in the square footage is major. But I love my place.
It's-
And it's beautiful.
And it's easier to upkeep, easier to
is.
manage, more peace. Yeah.
And I feel safer.
Yes.
And I love it. I really do. I love it. But there are times when I go back and I think I miss my that part of my life.
Yeah.
Like I miss it.
understand.
It just feels. I don't know. It's still with me. I feel like a kind of empty space.
Yes.
I miss my home. I know some new people that purchased it, and I kind of wanted to ride past and be like, what are they doing in my house?
Because you
What
had
are
all
they
those
doing?
memories there with the
Yes.
kids and everything. I totally understand.
What are
that.
they doing in my house over there? I just feel some kind of way with these people living in my place now. And it's their home now because they purchased it, but I almost feel like it's my home. Get out. And
But it's new season, right?
it
New
is.
season, fresh start,
yes,
right?
yes, all of those things, but I still have those memories. And being a mom, I don't have my little kids anymore. They're adults making their own way and having their own life, and I miss them being my little babies and stuff like that.
try
I
to do
never
that.
would have thought that I would have gone back and said, I miss my babies when they, my boys when they were babies.
I understand that
You
because
know?
my boys are grown, and I miss being able to nurture them and
Yeah.
them wanting my advice. Like they don't really have time much for me now, and they're not really trying to hear my advice.
They don't have time, girl. I call Brent all the time, like, Brent, they just don't have the time. They have their own life going on. And I miss those things.
I do
Yeah,
too. I
yeah.
understand that. I can relate to
So, we can't get together and not talk about the Real Housewives of
Of
Atlanta. I tell the story all the time to people about when the producers interviewed me and wanted me to be one of the Real Housewives, and they asked me who I know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know DeShawn that well, but I was like, this girl, DeShawn Snow. I was like, she's married to this guy. They have this major home. They're living the life. She should be on the show. And they interviewed you and loved you, and you ultimately became one of the Real Housewives of
Yes,
Atlanta.
yes.
Did you think, looking back all these years, they're still going?
I didn't think they would keep going, but
Yeah.
it's actually entertaining.
It is
It's
quite
different.
entertaining.
It's
It's
totally
different.
different now.
It's totally different than what it was.
Absolutely.
And but it is still going strong many, many years later.
16, I think.
Yeah, and there are no original housewives on the
No.
show at
Oh,
all.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no original housewives on the show at all. So, no, I think a year or so ago, I think Sheree was on there.
Yes.
But she's not even on there anymore, so there's no original girls.
So it's like a reboot or something now, right?
Yeah, it's with a whole
Do you
bunch
watch
of good.
it?
I do not watch
Okay.
it. I do watch clips that come down social media, but it's not that I don't watch Housewives. I don't watch TV.
Yeah, I remember
right.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't watch TV, so I just catch whatever clips are coming down.
Yeah.
And people used to say to me, like, you don't watch TV? Like, no,
No, you got
I don't
real
watch
life going
TV.
on,
Like,
yeah.
and I make TV, so I don't watch TV. So I just
That's
don't. Yes,
facts.
honey. But anyway, do you watch the show?
I catch it. I don't watch it all the time, but I do watch it sometimes.
Is it entertaining to you? Is it different?
It's totally different. It's but they make me laugh.
They do. It make you laugh.
Yes,
They do make you laugh.
It's definitely for entertainment.
Yes. So when we got together years ago and we did the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you were with Eric.
Yes.
Yeah, now how is he doing?
I believe he's well. We're no longer together.
Now, I got to ask you, is it true that he started dating somebody you know?
No, that part was not true. I
That
didn't
was
know
not
her.
true. You did not know her. Okay. The rumor was he was dating a friend of yours.
Yeah.
An old
And then
friend
he
of
got a
mine.
girl and all of that. That
Yeah.
part was not true.
That's not true. But you guys broke up. He did remarry.
He did remarry.
He did remarry.
Yes.
But are you married? Are you
No.
dating?
I am dating. I want to be married again, but I'm not married yet.
Yeah, I love the marriage life, don't you?
Yes, I'm a wife.
Yeah, I
so-
always say the same. I was like, I'm not a girlfriend. Like,
Yeah,
it's clear that I'm not a girlfriend. Please don't call me your girlfriend. Please start making room for me to be your wife.
Right.
I
So
don't even
it's different out
understand
here,
that.
though. It's different.
Yeah.
So I'm learning it. I'm getting back out there.
Would you ever get on a dating site?
I tried that once,
Uh-huh.
and I met someone, but he was kind of a clown. So, and
Not
I
a
really like all.
clown, honey.
Yes, he was a clown. But I
Yes.
don't like all this small talk, like hi, how are you, and all that. So,
Yeah, but how you gonna get to know somebody if they don't say hi?
I mean, on a thing. I mean, bring it to person, but I don't want to
Okay.
be going back and forth on a
Like
online.
texting,
Yeah.
like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And then you gonna keep saying that, like, well, when we gonna get together?
Or at least meet up or something.
Yeah, you can meet up.
Yeah.
That's cool. So would you date long distance?
Yes.
You would? I would
If
too.
we can see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would date long distance as well. It's okay with me. Do you think your guy is in Atlanta, Georgia?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm open, but I don't think so.
I don't feel like, my guy's in Atlanta, Georgia either. I always feel like he must be, maybe he's on
Somewhere
the
another
damn,
part of the country.
maybe he's on the
Girl.
moon. I don't know, but I don't feel like he's in Atlanta. I don't know. Maybe he is in Atlanta. I don't know. We'll see.
So are you dating?
I am dating.
Okay.
Yeah,
How's
I
that
am
going?
dating. It's going
Yeah.
on and off.
It's hard. I'm trying to learn and trying to be open, but I have my ways and my standards and what I expect. And, I've settled before, and I just feel like I don't have to settle anymore.
Oh, you've settled, you think?
Yes, post-divorce,
Okay.
because I was always driven to be married. So I'll fall for the okie doke, whatever.
So I was gonna say, do you think that's a fault of yours?
Yeah. Back then. So now what I say is before I was driven by my desire to be married, now is I'm not driven by it. I still desire to be married, but I'm
Right.
not driven by that.
Okay, I understand.
So
that.
the person I am today wouldn't fall for a lot of the stuff that I fell for a few years ago.
Yeah, so do you have to date a man that's really wealthy?
He has to be established.
DeShawn, listen, now we got to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Because I really got to get into you and Eric. I don't want to miss out on that because my relationship was with the both of you guys
Yes.
and inside of your beautiful home. And Eric was playing in the league at the time.
Yeah.
He
was he
was,
playing
yeah.
still or had he retired?
No, he was playing.
Okay.
And then I think afterwards, later on, maybe a couple years later, he went to coaching or something like that. Mm-hmm. But he was playing to my now. You know what?
He
Was he
retired.
coaching?
No,
the
he-
first year of Housewives. Was he coaching?
I think I forget what year he retired, but it was shortly after we filmed.
And he started coaching.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
because of an injury, he had to retire.
Okay, well, his money was long. Y'all were living large. Girl, y'all house was crazy out there.
Yeah, that was the dream
You know
house.
that home is still there?
Yeah.
I know
People
the
live
couple that actually lived in that house.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes.
It was
I
across
was
from
like,
Kim House.
yeah. I was like, oh my God, that house is still there and still beautiful inside.
Yeah.
You guys had the most beautiful home.
Thank
and tell
you.
me now, Eric was out there, he was outside.
He was outside.
He was, you know, DeShawn, this takes me back to when we did this scene. I remember us
In the
doing this
limo?
scene.
In the limo?
I remember we did this scene on the Housewives and we went to shopping like at a lingerie store or something. And then I remember you like looking and picking stuff. And for some reason, my eye went to you in the room. You were really like in tune to what you were picking. And I was like, what the fuck going on in this relationship? Well, you are really like, I'm just in there snatching some shit. Like you were really like picking really what it is you were wanting to wear.
Well, you know, I'm methodical like that, but I don't remember that.
You know, I remember that scene so well. So he started dating.
So I don't know what all, you know, when it came about, but yes, we filed, he filed for divorce in 2010. Oh no, he filed, in 2020.
Would you have ever filed?
I would not have filed.
You would have never filed. So he had to file because you were never going to do it.
Right. I mean, he filed because he wanted to file, not.
Yeah, but what I mean is in the relationship, like you know that you need to break up.
But I didn't
you
know
just-
that we needed to break up.
You didn't think so?
No,
You didn't?
no. That's my truth. I didn't. I was surprised. And then actually we were in counseling and so I thought we were working it out.
I don't understand.
Me either.
No, what I mean is
Either shit.
no. What I mean is no, for real. What I mean is when I say I don't understand is I know that we're having a problem, right?
No, but see,
So I mean, like, you're the person, DeShawn, because you've always really liked marriage, right? And even today, you don't want to be a girlfriend; you want to be a wife,
Right.
So even today, it will be hard for you to file for divorce. Once you're committed, right?
Correct.
Me too. So I'm committed to the relationship, right? So you would have never filed, even though you know you need to file, you would have never done it. He had to do it. Like
Right.
you were never gonna do it. You didn't care how bad it got. You were never
but it
gonna do it,
wasn't,
right?
but here's the thing though. It wasn't like it was real bad and you know, we were having these problems and he wanted the divorce. It was like he told me, you know, that the girl was pregnant.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yes.
Now wait a minute, now,
No.
DeShawn. Now that shit ain't no laughing game.
No, it's not.
No,
But
how
I'm
does
just-
somebody tell you that they got a baby, that somebody's pregnant and I'm gonna file for divorce?
No, he didn't-
No,
no,
you're
he
gonna
didn't
come
tell me he
home
was
and I
gonna
might
file
think
for
about
divorce.
killing you. So let's see how this
No,
goes.
and so then we were in counseling and we were working through it, or I thought. And then so in May, well, he filed in May, so the baby was born in March. And anyways, he said,
So
you know-
basically, he's admitting to cheating. I have a baby on the way.
right. So of course he had to tell me. So
Yeah.
But even then, though, I wasn't like, let's file. I was like, we're going to work this out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You were
Yeah.
never gonna file.
No, I wouldn't.
You would have just hung in there
Now,
through
like
whatever.
families say, we don't know how to cook. The cookie was probably going to crumble anyhow.
Right.
God works and how he works. So
Right.
I wouldn't have filed, but, whatever would have happened, I don't know. I don't know that. I think we would have eventually got divorced.
Okay. So just tell me this. So when he comes home and say, I have a baby on the way, like, what do you do? Now, in your big ass house with all this stuff y'all got over there, nannies and this damn beauty salon downstairs, and you got all the damn hair and makeup and stuff going on. What I remember you guys' offices. I remember he had an office and you had an office. Like, I love that. I was like, oh my God, one day Greg and I are going to have a separate office. I thought that was really nice. So what do? You say, okay, we're going to work this out. Or you start crying.
Of course, yeah, I'm hurt. I go through all the things, but it never once did I say I'm leaving. That didn't cross my mind because I was supposed to break the generational curse. You know what I'm saying? We were committed. We can work through it. That was my mindset.
You are great.
But no, we were together since freshman year in college.
I know.
We built a life together. And, he loved me. So we were in counseling, trying to work through that. But at some point along the line, he decided that's not what he wanted. And then he filed. And he gave me the courtesy of letting me know because it was going to be in the papers the next day. So that's how that went.
See, you so nice, girl. I'm just saying. That's so nice of you.
No, you know
DeShawn, the way you be holding it together is crazy to me. Like,
Right.
that's good. I guess it's good, DeShawn. I don't know.
What part?
All the parts
at
of
the
you
end of the
being
day,
able
what
to.
could I do? What could I do? What could I do? It is what
You're
it is.
right. You're right. What could you do?
What could I
I
do?
often say that to my friends. What can you do? Like, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? It wasn't what I wanted, and then so now it's this new decision. And then you know how it is, because you hear about everybody else too, when you hear about the couples when they are divorcing, but they still live together. People are like, why are you living together? So he was staying in the basement, which is like a house in itself.
When Greg and I were divorcing, he stayed in the basement.
Yeah. So,
It's like
that's
a house,
hard.
yeah.
But we would still be eating together as a family in the kitchen. Then he go to his part. So it was, but then sometimes we'll travel. Like when he was in town, then I will leave. And then when I come back, then he'll leave. This is like during the separation.
That's not a happy time.
No, not at all.
It's not a happy time because kids are involved.
Yeah.
So it's a very unhappy time. So DeShawn, let's go back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. After season 1, I have to know because so many people wrote this question asking after season 1, they wanted to know, were you surprised when you were not invited back for a second season?
I was surprised because I figured it out. I was like, I wrote my books. I was like, okay, I know I gotta have this so that when it airs, that it's ready and all this. I have my little plan on, So I was really surprised. I was shocked.
You were?
Yeah.
Were you hurt?
I was disappointed.
You were disappointed.
But you know what? Everything works out, the way it's supposed to work out. Because I truly feel that I would not have wanted to go through my divorce on camera. The person I am today, I think I would have been fine. But the person back then, I think I would have been too concerned with what it looked like.
Yeah.
And from a divorce, like you can't be worrying about other stuff and dealing with, there's so much that you're dealing with. So I don't know that I would have been trying to deal with that and then try to look pretty and make it look pretty and all of that back then. Like now, the person I am today, it is what it is. And, I'm authentic and transparent and all that. Not that I wasn't back then, but I think I would have been concerned with what it looked like.
You would have.
Yeah.
I just know from back then,
Yeah.
knowing you were, no. But, Housewives really wanted to see that. Like that.
Oh, the mess?
Yeah, that would have been the best part for them.
Yeah.
Is to see you guys, dissolve your marriage on camera. That's what the reality television is all about. Do you remember when we went to see The Psychic?
Yes.
Do you remember that seriously? Because I remember it very well, right?
Because I was over, I wasn't participating.
You were not participating. That's why the psychic, it was so crazy because the psychic was sort of like talking to me and Kim, right? And then you came and you were like, no, I don't want to be a part of it. And then she kind of later just kind of told you some stuff without you even being a part of it.
Did she tell me something?
Yeah, she kind of said to you like you were going to go through something.
Did she?
Yeah. You were going to go through something really hard, but you were like, girl, I don't want to hear it. I'm finna get ready to go over here to ATLien. You remember it?
Yes, that's my bishop.
You were like, I'm going to get ready to go over here to ATLien. Honey, I am not interested in this at all. And I remember that so well. And then, you know, a year or so later, then everything happened. She was actually a really good psychic, though. I really liked her. I wanted to see her again, and Kim would never give me like the information.
What was her name? Rose?
Rose. Yeah. She's passed away since. But
that.
She was great. She even started doing some stuff on the news at one point. Like, she was really, really good. I really, really liked her.
Those were fun times.
DeShawn, I know now you're in real estate. How's that going for you?
Real estate's going well. So remember back, even before Housewives, I had my own real estate brokerage, EDJ Realty. So I stopped doing it, put my license on inactive. And around 2014, when I had to like work, you know, I got back into it and I got with Sotheby's.
Okay.
So I'm with Atlanta Fine Homes and Sotheby's.
So you're not the broker though?
No.
No, you're hanging your license.
I'm hanging my license with them. And even back then, I wasn't a broker. I just had a broker of record.
So you're doing luxury properties?
Yes.
I remember, now that you said that, I do remember, because at the time, the neighborhood you were living in was new. It was brand new, because at one point you had lived across the street, right? And then moved to the bigger
That's
side.
right, because we were renting, because our house was being built. So we were renting a home. When we sold our other home in Windward, then we were renting a home in the community we were building in.
Yeah, very beautiful. You guys did a great job. And at that time, there were lots of lots.
We were one of the first.
Yeah, it's very good. People are now feeling like it's not a good time to buy, or is it a good time to buy? Or the question is there ever a good time to buy real estate?
The time to buy is the time when you need to, right? So with the rates and everything, we always say date the rate, marry the house, because the rates will go down. But the house is, you know, it's always going to go up. The price is not going to go down. And if you keep waiting, then you're going to have high demand. So we always say, if you need to move, then move. You know, there's no waiting for the right time.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, you know, how do you feel about renting? And I mean, is that bad? I know a lot of realtors are like, oh, you're wasting so much money just renting. But
well, of course, if you
buying.
can, you know, if you can own the house, that's best, because you have the equity, you can write it off. And a lot of times you can get into a house for the same price or less than what you're paying for rent.
So Trump is in office. Oh, Lord. So do you think that, is there going to ever be like low rates with him being in office, or we're going to have to wait for 4 years?
Well, from what our people are like our mortgage company is telling us, like the rates aren't going to go down anytime soon.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. So people who are trying to hold off and wait for rates to go down, they might as well just buy.
Well, and then maybe later.
Right, because even if they go down, then that means the house is going to go up because the demand is going to go up.
Okay.
And prices are increasing with the real estate. It's not decreasing.
Well, you're nice and thin, and I know you are a wellness advocate.
Yes.
And you were saying earlier that you got into the wellness area because you had some health issues.
Yeah, so doing, because I needed to get everything in order, because I was the biggest probably that I had ever been, and all my numbers were through the roof. So, and then my son, I knew he was getting married, and I said, I want to be around, I want to have grandkids and stuff like that. So my why became that. And when you have a strong why, you will endure anyhow, because obviously I've been up and down in weight, but this was a strong why. And so in doing so, going through the motions and doing everything, it built my confidence, not just in all areas of my life. And so what that empowered me to do, especially in this season, is just kind of live my life out loud, to get out of my head, to no longer postpone my joy, and just to really go after it. So, you know, so now I'm in the phase of like weight training and building my, strengthening my core and all of that. And I feel like strong mind, strong body, happier life.
Okay.
So I'm getting stronger physically, but also mentally.
So you're eating.
Yes.
I know that you said that you have a dairy issue. Right.
Well, I try not to do dairy. Not that I have an issue, but you know, you do better when you don't.
Do dairy.
Yes.
You think you
At
can
least me.
lose weight.
Well, I don't know if you lose weight, but it's just you're not bloated and all of that.
Okay.
I don't know if it's. I'm not the dietitian.
Okay, yeah. Is there something that you don't eat?
I try not to eat. I don't eat like. I do eat desserts and stuff, but I try not to eat a lot of sugar. Processed foods, I definitely don't eat processed foods. I drink just water. I mean, I drink, you know, but in terms of juice and soda and all of that, I just try to drink water.
Okay, and that's good.
Fruits, vegetables, protein, lean proteins.
Well, it doesn't sound exciting to me at all.
Now, I
hate all
can eat
that.
like the homemade, like I go to my sister's house and she cooks, you know, so I'll eat it. And so now, because I'm finally at a stage where I can maintain, I've never really ever been at a stage where I can maintain. So I can take more liberties and I can eat more. But, or I can eat, you know, I don't have to be as strict.
Yeah.
But I work out a lot. And working out for me, because you know, my life sometimes is so out of control. Like, there's so many things we have no control of. But for me, I feel like that's something I can control. That was something that I can put in the work and see the result. Because a lot of times with things in my life, I put in the work but not see the result.
I got
But
it.
with the working out, I could. So my routine is I get up at 4 in the morning,
Wow.
pray, do my devotionals, drink my coffee, then I go to the gym. So I call that paying myself first.
At 4 in the morning. Sometimes I'm just getting in at 4.
I know. But see, like, so if I ever get a man, you know, maybe I won't be getting up at 4 in the morning.
Girl, sometimes I'm just crawling in at 4, honey. And so at 4, you are crawling up, and I'm crawling
up.
in.
Yeah.
And do you do this every day?
No, so I meet the trainer 3 days a week, so 3 days a week. So in the other days, I might get up like 6.
Okay.
Go
And
to the
you
gym at
really
6.
are in the gym lifting weights. I need to get into
Yeah,
this.
I have a trainer though, so I don't know, you know, I'm not doing it by myself. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so you
so
have-
I'm really trying to build and shred. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to another level that I had never been before, so that's a challenge for me. And so in doing all of that, I'm also like inspiring others to live their best life, because it's really about staying authentic and being true to who you are, but being the best you that you can be.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm the best that I've ever been, and a lot of it has to do with my weight and my health. Does that make
And
sense?
my mindset.
Mindset, yes,
Yeah,
of course.
My mindset is definitely, I'm in the best place that I've been in a very long time. So
Good for you.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Yes,
it
for
really
sure.
is. And mindset is very powerful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, because we can't go through, just like you've been through so much. There's no way possible I could have went through all the things that I went through if I didn't have that positive mindset. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It was never about like what happened to me. You know, I take accountability for what my part in it, but it was all about what's the lesson in it for me. I do believe that, you know, God had to take everything from me
Yes.
to, you know, get my attention.
Really?
And so then once he had my attention, you know, I'm a totally different person now today than what I've ever been.
Well, good
So I'm
for
not
you.
the girl that people remember from Housewives.
Of course not.
Yeah.
None of us are when we
Yeah.
first started. You know,
All those years ago.
I'm usually a little bit irritated when I see like, oh my God, you look so different from when we first know you. Girl,
course.
what are you saying to us? This is 100 years later. We have different makeup, different hair. We have to get better.
Absolutely.
Or get worse. I
Right.
mean, what are you saying?
Right.
You know, what are you saying? We look the same. We grew up.
We evolved.
We still aren't the young girls that we were when they first found us to
Yeah.
do this show 100 years ago.
Absolutely.
And so people don't get it. They don't understand. At the time, makeup wasn't what it is today.
Oh, yeah.
And hair wasn't what it is today. And fashion and all of those things. So yeah, people don't get it. I'm like,
Yeah.
my hair is long now. It used to be short.
Right.
Like, it's a totally different thing. No, I didn't get my nose done. I got it done years ago. Girl, I'm gonna get it done again as soon as I can. No, DeShawn, are you living alone?
My youngest son stayed with me.
Okay, yeah, my youngest son is with me.
Okay.
At home. He wasn't at first, but then he got really sick after his dad died. He had a heart attack and
Jesus.
now a heart transplant, and he lives home with me now.
So how's he doing now?
He's doing much better.
Good.
Yeah, he would much rather not be at home with me though.
Yeah.
You know, because he want to be outside, and he's outside a lot. quite frankly.
It looks good too.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I want you to know that I'm so happy to see you. We see each other quite often on Instagram, and we
Yes.
never really have the time to catch up and sit down and talk to each other. So many people comment to me, "Where is DeShawn? What is DeShawn doing?" And
Yeah.
all those things. Is there anything that you want to say to your followers and your fans who are constantly asking about
Of
you?
course.
They
But
want
what
to
I
know
wanna
if you're
say- I'm sorry.
good.
What I wanted to do also I mean, I'm always giving you your flowers, but you know, I remember after my stint on Housewives and after my divorce, you were constantly reaching out, inviting me to all your stuff,
Thank you.
all the things, and I would never come. I was just a hot mess. I mean, you've been through some
Yeah.
stuff, so you can understand that.
I do.
So, and then, you know, after a while, I'm sure you just said, I'm not reaching out to her. Fuck her. But I do want to tell you, though, that meant a lot, because it's not like people were doing that.
Yeah.
And you were doing that. So I appreciate you for
Well,
that.
thank you so much, my sister. I still was calling you,
You
girl.
was
Still
calling
was
me,
texting you.
and
I was like,
everybody, I
come
could see everybody like, where they Sean? Like, I was invited to all those things. I
Yeah.
just didn't go.
Yeah.
But to catch you up on things, I am doing the real estate. I am doing the wellness activities. I'm doing fireside chats. I want to have a wellness retreat, and also have a new podcast myself.
Okay.
Yes, 10
You have to
steps
invite
ahead.
me?
Of course. Yes, please, please.
Yeah, I love to
we're gonna drop it probably the second week of May.
Okay, so you're doing it with someone.
Yes, I have a co-host. His name is Mosquito. It's a homeboy of mine. Really good friends. We always have great conversations. And I was just like, you know, we should take this to the studio and we should just share, you know, do it in front of them. And that's another thing with this season. You know, I said I'm not gonna like plan it all out. I'm just gonna do it, like be spontaneous and do it, and open myself up for new opportunities. So.
You made a light bulb go off in my head just now, because you were saying earlier that you were supposed to be the different one in your family, like
Break the generational curse.
break the generational curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was your mom divorced?
Yeah, my mom and dad was divorced when I was probably like 5.
Okay.
But you know, they were good. My mom and my dad, they all of the events, we were all together. Even with my kids, everybody can be in the same room. It was none of this separate stuff.
Yeah.
So I had a good example in that, and we didn't have that for our kids.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully one of your kids would do it now.
Yeah.
They'll be married and break the generational curse. It was good seeing you.
It was great
And you
seeing
look great.
you.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And tell me what you guys think about all things tea. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.